Yo, test it then. It's me, Maddness, KMA, and I'm back once again. Spell it correct, don't get it twisted. The MADDNESS KMA on the platforms and all, as you can see on the screen below. So back once again with the Hidden Dub series. As promised, it's a continuation of my music production timeline from the KMA days from 1994 right up to current status. Right, so what year are we at now? From the last video I done I'm Happy, links down below in the description for the playlist of all within the series so far. So we're talking about the early 2000s. So 2001, I did I'm Happy, produced at Magic Studios with Melissa Kay. And then there was other guys, musical brothers, that I wanted to bring forward to produce on Garage.
Have you heard that crew called DEMLOTT? DEMLOTT here now, all eyes over here now. So much vibe to share now. Come on, draw near now.
So of course at the time we had Soul Solid doing amazing things as they was. Of course we had Heartless Crew, Pay As You Go, and these sort of outfits that were absolutely amazing in their own lane for bringing that grease, that grime element from the early conception of the crews in UK Garage. So I wanted to do my own version of it and have some of the MCs, artists that I knew from the ends from since I was growing up. These guys are bigger mans than me, but you know, I know they wouldn't want me to say that, but there you go. And it's the fact that they're so talented amongst themselves, individual artists, in the reggae and dancehall field, and jungle as well.
Jungle music gone sky high. This is to the wickedest way, Frisky Don and Demolition Man. Demolition Man, murder the place.
So it was only right that we done this link up and I joined the dots on this one to bring forward on a project that I knew would only be nothing but amazing. So from I was doing the solo work at Magic Studios in North London, I had my other connections, highly rate and respect with Manners all the way. And it's always love throughout the years and generations, and that's been true facts because like I said before, it's only a few members that you could say, oh yeah, they were associates. These people over there, you know, we use the term loosely, brethrens and these sort of things, but really and truly, there's only a small handful that you can say are true friends from the music industry and brothers in music. So I got a phone call from Norris DA Boss Windross, the captain. Big up Norris DA Boss Windross, and he rang me up one time and he said to me, I've got my studio settings in North London, of course, it was at the time in Muswell Hill, come down to the studio and get a project going on his W Records. So I said, okay, cool, I've got this idea in mind. Remember, I was producing solo projects in Timmy Magic Studio on that two-step vibe, so I thought I want to bring through my dancehall reggae and jungle artists over onto Garage, and this was a perfect idea that I had in my head and said this was the perfect studio to go and do it. Let me bring them forward. He said, okay, cool, who are the artists? I said, well, you know the original jungle tune Fire from Demolition Man, and of course from North London they were original Justice Sound from Tottenham, where they had Demolition Man, who's now known as Ras Demo, aka Demolition Man, and his close brethren at the time, Frisky Don. Now these two as a combination were absolute fire. North London legends in their own rights. Together it was a dangerous combination. It would mash up any stage show that was on in the dancehall reggae era as the sound system from Justice in North London, and obviously the jungle projects that Demolition Man went off to do, all North London based, with his family tree, Terry T, one of the founding producers along the early path and the beginning of jungle music. Terry T, bad boy producer. So we know everyone knows each other amongst the North London area. So it was like, okay, cool. Let me just bring this project to W Records with Norris DA Boss Windross and do a production. It was going to be a collaboration with his in-house engineer and producer, Angel 21. bearing in mind, I didn't know what this project would be. I was just excited to know that I've got Demolition Man, Frisky Don, and a female vocalist I had at the time working with them before the DEMLOTT family conception, and her name was Entice. So Demo said to me, oh, I got Entice around me, I'm going to bring her with me. So I said, yeah, okay, cool, no problem. When we went down to the studio, we done the link, we all got in the car, drove off to W Records studio in Muswell Hill, and then I sat down with Norris and Angel 21, and we said, okay, cool, this is what we're going to do, this is the project, introduce them to the link, and now we're going to make some music. Me and Angel 21 spent a couple days just putting some beats together, and we was heading towards Carnival at the time, I do believe, and I wanted to make something that was Caribbean infused from our native backgrounds, and that's exactly what we did. It was something very different to what we normally did, and the couple tracks that Angel 21 already had on the label, it was different from what he was doing there. So we said, Caribbean, that's what we want to do in garage. So we bring that jungle influence, dancehall influence into garage in 2001. The beats were going along. We was making some two-step beats. It was fire. We had a vibe and a chemistry in the studio. And then it was Angel 21 said to me, why don't we put some steel pan elements? I said, yeah, let's do that. Started messing about on the keyboard. And what we came up with was something really unique for the plan of Carnival in Notting Hill that year. The beats were going fine. The bass line just came together with the riff of the soca influence, dancehall influence, steel pans that we played in garage, and no one else had did that at the time. So we was like, okay, this is something new. This is something very eclectic. It's what we believed in. It sounded right. And now to get these artists on the track. When I sent the instrumental to Demo and Frisky, I said to them, this is it. From they heard it, now I know these guys from when I was a kid, right? And I know anything they hear that's fire, they will put their interpretation of it, and it will be absolutely amazing. I knew that this is going to be something different, huge in its own elements. Them mans that wrote the vocals in no time. May I say, they wrote the vocals, but it was all head top things. So they had an idea of what they're going to do and said to me, we're going to try and create a dance with this one. It's sort of like a movement of soca movements and dancehall, but we're going to move like, cool, let's do it. When they came to the studio, I had some other bits to tighten up with. Okay, you say this, you say that, that'll be your verse, that'll be my verse. This is the chorus. Let's work the chorus first. And man, when the vibe was so, and let me tell you something. When you got these guys in the studio, Frisky and Demolition Man together, it was electric because you would catch so much joke. It would take you away from the music production because it was just funny. But when it came down to the serious side of the vocals, we still didn't take it serious. It was vibes. And that's what we created. Demolition Man went in there first and he done what he did, laid down his stem of his vocal for the chorus. Frisky Don went in and backed it up and done his baritone to complement Demo, and then Entice, the female vocalist at the time, she came in and then she done her flow with it to give it that sweet harmony and octaves as it goes up. And then came the verses, and let me tell you something, these verses was such a vibe. We was giving gun fingers all the way in the studio from the vocal booth that they're in over there. Every time they dropped it, it was like, oh my God. And there you go. This is how it came out. This is something big. Let me hear this again. Come on.
Guess what? Well, this is Frisky Don from DEMLOTT, alongside Maddness and Angel 21. And you know, say this one's the bomb. The girls, them have to sing along. We are 10 times. Yo, say better jump to this. You got this one, we can out of this one, Chris. Frisky, myself, the inside Demolition Man, gonna make it feel nice. Say better jump to this one, we can out of this one, Chris. Frisky, myself, the inside Demolition Man, gonna make it feel high. Na 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 na.
Oh my gosh, come on, man. You know what? When you produce tunes and there's some years that goes by, you may forget what you've actually done. Clean that needle. And when you listen back to it, you can never forget. Do you know what I mean? I remember the memories, the writing, the vocals. And like I said, it wasn't writing it down on paper. They were just vibing in the studio to say, this is the idea that we've got. This is how we're going to put it together. And there's very few artists can actually have that skill set to do that. And that's exactly what they did. They would say, you say that, I'll say this. And they would just practice together in the studio. And that's how it came about. It was just musical genius. Do you know what I mean? UK garage vibe, but you can very much tell what I said, that Caribbean influence was on this one.
Oi, guess what? Well, this is Frisky Don from DEMLOTT, alongside Maddness and Angel 21. And you know, say this one's the bomb. The girls, them have to sing along. We are 10 times.
Yo, say better jump to this. You got this one, we can out of this one, Chris. Frisky, myself, the inside Demolition Man, gonna make it feel nice. Say better jump to this. This one, we can out of this one, Chris. Frisky, myself, the inside Demolition Man, gonna make it real hype. Na 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 na
Watch out the girl and my wife, watch them and the band the flow same time. Make sure you're dancing at time, don't stand up the like the Frankenstein. Watch out the girl and my wife, watch them and the band the flow same time. Make sure you're dancing at time, don't stand up the like the Frankenstein.
This wanna mash up the place now. Put a stripe on your face now. Time to wind your waist now. Feel the drum and bass now. Time to get in the groove now. Put on your dancing shoes now. Don't have nothing to prove now. Now. Lyrically, physically, this one's gonna drive in the mentally. This is a boom tune for the century. And the style with the vibe that bring to me. So, listen up, listen carefully. If you cannot hear, draw close to me. Yo, move your body, take a pose for me. On the dance and jump on your toes for me.
Watch out the girl and my wife, watch them and the band the flow same time. Make sure you're dancing at time, don't stand up the like the Frankenstein. Watch out the girl and my wife, watch them and the band the flow same time.
Watch this now,
don't stand up the like the Frankenstein.
And girl, I wind them waist. That's get bust when you come in at the place. Every man surround you, then they find your case. I just show you wine and you do baby face. We see this thing when you go dance a bus. Everybody fight so nobody not fuss. Dance too sweet so nobody not cuss. So when you come in at this, you not too serious. We have to hand them in at the ear. We have to ride down like the dust down here. And girl surround me have to stand here. Now when me say the girl them in a son of us here. In at the dance, the girl them look nice. Shake that booty, then it go like a dice. Girl I woulda ride you in a rose right. Now when me see you, girl you want to be the first choice.
So there you have it, a perfect example of what we set out to do with our Caribbean heritage. And remember, there was other crews out there at that time in the early stages that were doing their vibe, and Carnival, you know, it was a jump up thing, a jump up vibe. And that is what our intention was with this production. And the second side now, we've done a remix, which was equally as good as the A side, and Demolition Man, Frisky and Entice wrote new verses because that's what artists do. It wasn't just a case of a remix, it was a rework with new vocals. Let's go.
Frankenstein.
Already goosebumps.
Hey, you know this one's the remix, the Frankenstein, and you know this one's gonna blow their mind. Maddness and Angel 21, you know this one's the bomb. Start it again.
Frankenstein could follow me into a world of forget and change. No Frankenstein can follow me, but with your hands up, let me see.
A Frankenstein.
We laughed so many times when he was doing that.
God, I'm Maddness and Angel 21. Boom, bucklets.
again. Woo! Clean and Needle Off Madness, come again. Now listen, when we do remixes, doesn't mean it has to be exactly the same as the A side. This is a perfect example of artistry, and this is how we done the remix. Kill them off for Carnival. We was ready for them on that Garage Flex, and Demlott's first project in Garage.
Hey, you know this one's the remix, the Frankenstein, and you know this one's gonna blow their mind. Maddness and Angel 21, you know this one's the bomb. Start it again.
Frankenstein can follow me into a world of forget and dreams. No Frankenstein can follow me. But raise your hands up, let me see.
A Frankenstein.
London, I'm at this on the Angel 21. Boom, bucklets. Around them, them a touch your catty. Just put the round and you want it in me. Wicked this thing when you get them away. Nobody dance stand up to the Frankenstein. Everybody fights up, I blow them mind. So when you come in and if you move your baseline.
When Frisky Don talk, well, it's my time. Everybody still jump to the Frankenstein. Never go see for the
Wheel and come again. Can you just understand what I'm saying to you here? Levels and vibes, you can only imagine what that was like in the studio. You can only imagine, right? Come again. Now listen. The chorus changes on this one, I should say, if you've noticed, and the format changed. Frisky comes in first, but is a joint verse with Demolition Man. Listen to this, man. Come on. 2001, W Records.
Company man, the Frankenstein. Frankenstein.
London, I'm at this on the Angel 21. Boom, bucklets.
New chorus.
Them not to blow their mind with the new style of the Frankenstein. Make sure you dance in a time. Hey, move with the bumper class. Them not to blow their mind with the new style of the Frankenstein. Make sure you dance in a time. Hey, move with the bumper class.
Y'all a wine them batty. Dance get buzzy, one of them a atty. Every man surround them, them a touch your catty. Just shoot the round and you want it in me. Wicked this thing when you get them a wine. Nobody dance stand up to the Frankenstein. Everybody fights up, I blow them mind. So when you come in and if you move your baseline.
When Frisky Don talk, well, it's my time. Everybody still jump to the Frankenstein. Never go limbo dance when I rock up your spine. When you hear the rhythm, take it the baseline. Hey yo, man jump and prance on me. Girl, bust calypso dance on me. Yo, come nice up the scene for me. Everybody learn light up the beat for me.
So there you have it there. What a track, man. What a project. And it was exciting to do at the time. And I must say, always, manners and respect to my musical brother, Norris DA Boss Windross, for seeing the vision in us, signing that project straight away. Before we even done the vocals, they just knew what kind of vibe we was going to be bringing. That was out on W Records in 2001, and I have seen it on Discogs. There are some copies floating about on eBay as well, if you wanted to pick that up on vinyl. That was the first one from DEMLOTT Family in Garage, and then a couple of years later, they actually did another track after that. Here We Go, it was called, with some of the collective, the newer artists that they brought on, but everyone knew each other from around the way in North London, so I have to big up my North London crew each and every time, because like I've said in videos before, and even on my radio shows in the past, when they do documentaries on Garage, they always mention South London. Big up South London crew and all of your input that you did for the journey and contributions to Garage in a big way, the House and Garage movement, but they hardly remember to say North and East London. for a carnival project that we wanted to put our Caribbean influence into our garage production right there. Had that two-step beats. We was kind of smart with the steel pans in there. Maybe people didn't even know that's the actual sound that we used was steel pans, and just brought that vibe and element. But what made it an amazing project was the DEMLOTT family, as they were born in UK Garage. They went on a couple years after that. Like I said, they done Here We Go, which was just a promo track, and then came the big tune that they did as DEMLOTT's Here Now, which was on Eastside Records, I do believe. It's Maddness KMA. On the platforms, you can catch me on TikTok, Maddness KMA, MADDNESS KMA, and on all the platforms apart from right here, of course, Pirate Chronicles series, where it matters, of course. All the shouts and everything that I get on my Instagram, DJ Maddness Official. Remember the double D's, otherwise you'll get access denied, or some fraudulent madness that's somewhere else and nothing to do with this field of music. Manners and respects, it's Maddness KMA. I'm out.